Boo. Anyway, so this is the mask I'm using. Yes, it's down my neck as well. And under there. Anyway, this is the mask I'm using. So I could start this makeup correctly. Thought it would be nice to do that. I don't know how long I should talk to you for this mask. The mask only has to stay for 5 minutes. So we're at 1 minute and 50. Let me set up. I'm gonna set up all the makeups. I'm back. So I'm gonna get to it. So we're not doing this all day long. Just put some toner on, come back. I like learn how to control my face as I'm doing things. I'm gonna show you guys what's real, but I don't always have to be a mess while I'm doing it. My skin hurts so much because it's breaking out. So this toner helps soothe it. Last one. I like using it as a toner. I mean, as a cleanser and a toner. So I'm gonna keep changing because I'm over here by a window on purpose. Ooh, put some lip chap on. Put some face cream. Back, we're to the basics right now. Not gonna put a whole lot on because it's humid outside. I need to get my mirror. Okay, so now we did that. I was thinking about like old Hollywood, right? Like the jazz singers of the 30s and the 40s, and how all of them were super. That was way too much. How all of them were like super glamorous and put together when they went outside. I want to do that. What I took from all of those women was the fact that they were always trying, and they always presented themselves put together while trying to do so. The first person I could think of was Eartha Kitt. Lena Horne, she was a jazz singer. She wasn't so much Hollywood, although I think she did have a movie. There was a black girl. She played the maid in the movie where this rich girl wanted to break out of her having to be like a living perfect doll of purity. And she played her maid, and she married some boy from the middle of nowhere so that she could get freedom, because then she would be a grown woman and a wife. And she pretended she liked her so much, like the white girl, she pretended she liked her so much until suddenly, I should talk and do my face, but she pretended to like her so much until she heard her singing her songs on the radio, and then all of a sudden it was the biggest problem on the planet. He was so mad at her. So I'm gonna make everything today clean and crisp. I mean, not that we don't usually do pretty clean makeup, but usually when I do these get ready with me, it's not about being crispy. I kind of want to round them. A little bit under the eye. Using this powder makes me feel more authentic than I'm trying to be with old Hollywood. They had pencils and powders and things. They also had liner, but I feel like a lot of the advances happened in the 50s. I really wouldn't know. I think I'm gonna look it up and talk about it one day. I'm gonna make them really strong. Make my eyebrows strong. All the way to the front too. Put a little bit of this in them. Good enough. Woohoo! So, eyebrows done. Well, done enough. So we're gonna use this guy. We haven't used in a while. Now that we're all thinking about this, I'm thinking that I'm gonna go super casual with the clothes as well, but 1950s casual. It would be more accurate. My version of 1950s casual, because I I honestly don't really know what 1950s album. I only know what a movie would tell me. And the thing about decades and media is you can get a generally good idea about what people had on, but you should always remember that it's a movie. So people are going to be having on things that are probably more expensive, more tailored, and more like fantastical than what the everyday person would have had on. But I feel like for black people in those days, there was a lot of handmade anyway. Like there's a lot of customization. There's a lot of sewing. Like everybody, you know, because that was the era of the seamstress for real. I think for everyone, but you know, black people especially. You probably had someone in your family that knew exactly how to sew. It was a higher probability that someone in your family sewed than someone in a non-black family. Just because black people in America and anywhere else really. I mean, because in Cameroon it's still a thing. Getting your clothes sewn is like what you just do. Here you have to wear your traditional clothes. You have to wear anything for Easter Sunday. You know, you get your just having your clothes sewn is what you do. But I mean, I don't think that's as big a thing here now as it is there still. So back then, I think it was that kind of big deal. Like that's just what black people did. You just had your clothes sewn by somebody because, you know what I'm saying? It's your clothes. You're supposed to just look any old kind of way. Anyway, so. But yeah, also because people had a trade, like, you know, having a trade period, I think, before the 1950s and before was the only way you were gonna make an honest living. So I think sewing was one of those things. Okay. I mean, that's my personal opinion. That came out really well. Okay. Keep that in mind when you're doing any kind of decade thing. I think movies can tell you so much because I take that because of, I think about the 90s, right? And I think about movies and TV from the 90s and I think about how it's accurate, but at the same time, some of the things they had on were things that ordinary people weren't gonna wear. We didn't have time. Like maybe if you were going out, like if you were going to a party or if you were going somewhere, like, you know, I don't know. And then it depends on how old you were in the decade. But like just in general, some of the colors, you know, were a little more fantastical than people wore. Some of the colors, some of the combinations that people had on in movies and television were a little more garish than people wore. Sometimes it wasn't. Sometimes it was exactly that. I feel like the only time that real life was even more live than the media showed it was the 80s. And that's just because of pictures. So I think what really would show you what people really look like is looking at photographs. Photographs of people living their everyday life, newspaper photos, you know, candid shots and stuff like that. I think that'll give you a better idea than a movie set with a designer, you know. The designer is going to put the very best. And I'm not saying people don't wear what people had on TV. People are able to put it on TV because that's a thing that people want to wear or are wearing. But it's not as common in every day. Just doing a bit of tight line. Just do something real simple on the eye for real. If we're gonna go for old Hollywood, I'm just gonna put a bit of Casina and Zoya. I actually haven't done this mixture in a while. Now I'll just put a bit more Zoya for good measure. I'm gonna carry the Zoya down just to the inner corner, the bottom inner corner. You know, like we usually do. Move that part out right there. Oops. Just buff out this edge so that it kind of just blends away. That's really nice. Okay. Do I want to do top line? We'll just do a little bit of top line. short, little stubby little wing. And bring it up just about there. Not all the way in, but just to the top, like right almost to the end of the pupil. Why does it have to be so much easier to do one eye than the other? And then they don't come out looking the same. Whatevs. We're gonna put on our mascara. Why do I feel like I'm missing something, but I'm not? So you know that trick where people like, they light a matchstick? I read it in that book, Sula, too. She lit a matchstick, you know, till it burned, and then darkened her eyebrows with it before curling her lashes. If you have curly lashes like me, you don't really need to look for, that's what I want to talk about. If you have curly lashes like me, you don't really need to curl your lashes, right? They're already curly. What you want to do is lengthen them. That's why I put them down and then I swirl them up. I actually learned that from an old roommate. Besides that, when you're looking for mascara, make sure you're paying attention to the one that's saying volume or length. Other than that, you're going to be stuck with something that has curling power, and that's the last thing you need, because your eyebrows are going to curl whether you want them to or not. That's how they naturally are. So, you know, what you want to do is add more volume, add more length. That's what I've been looking for lately, and some do that better than others, and sometimes I just want something with a good comb, especially because mine are not only curly, but they like twist into each other. They don't just curl up, they like overlap sometimes and stuff. So I look for something with a good wand. Total Temptations has a very good wand. This one's all right to get the hang of the spin, but this one, this mascara is really just good because it's just so black, and the smell, and because it has argan oil in it, I feel like it actually helps my lashes grow. So anytime I feel like my lashes are growing a little stagnant, I just give them a little treatment with the physician's formula. So we're just gonna do some simple lashes. We're not gonna clump them or wisp them. We're just gonna add some volume. Woohoo! There we go. Volumized. That one doesn't look as volumized because it's a little light, but it looks like that one. Okay. The only thing left to do is the lip. So a little dark and stormy out here first. And now we go in with Ruby Woo. Let it bleed a little. Even though back then they wouldn't have had it bleeding. They would have had a very crisp red lip. But I wanted to kind of look like watercolors on the edges. You know what I mean? I really like that. See you in a minute. All right. Okay, off we go. This is my makeup in daylight. I did it.